Hello. So I have a lot of books behind me, but these are actually not all of the books that I own. I have two more bookshelves that are out in the living room. And of all these books that I own, I actually have lost track of how many of them are unread. I can tell you the number that I have as of the last time I updated this, which I believe was a year and a half, if not 2 years ago. I have it all in my StoryGraph. So as of when I last updated my TBR, I had 160 physical books, 25 digital books, which are just ebooks, and then 28 audiobooks. I have since checked at least one audiobook off that list, and I will need to go through my list and update everything again. But I have a lot of unread books. What I'm going to do today is to revamp what I did a few years ago, which is called Project TBR. This is my TBR jar. It is a old Bath & Body Works candle that I just cleaned out, and I've put in a bunch of books in here. And these include my series, whether that's the first book in the series or the next book that I need to read. I have quite a number of books in here, but like I said, I haven't updated it. And since then, I've acquired probably 40 or 50 books. I'm actually not sure because I don't remember when was the last time I updated all of this. And I think it's time to change this up a bit because I think I need a bit more of an updated system. So I went into Canva and I made some labels, and I hope these are the right size because this is like the size of a piece of paper that I use. This is an example of a TBR item, and this one just says sharp objects. And I made these in like Google Sheets. So I hope that the ones I've made in Canva are the right size because it would be great if they were. I have color coded them as well because I love good color code. So I have 3 sheets of these, and these are a light purple. You can't really tell in the lighting because it looks kind of blue or gray here, but these are light purple and they have a little book symbol on them. For audiobooks, I made a green version, and then for ebooks, I made a blue version. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to write out the titles of each of the books, and I'm going to put them on these sheets. I'm going to cut them out, and I'm going to refill the jar here. But first, I actually need to update my TBR and figure out how many unread books I have. And because this is going to take a while, I'm going to take you guys along with me. I'm going to put you in a time lapse as you join me and see how many of these books I've added to my shelves that I have not updated on my TBR. And then we're going to get into this. Also, in case anyone is wondering, there are about 72 spots on each sheet of paper. I counted this the other day and then I forgot about it immediately. I don't have this many ebooks or audiobooks, but it's good in case I add to that list. I don't actually buy many ebooks or audiobooks. The physical one is where I'm a little worried because the two should come up to about 140 sheets, and I have 168 unread physical books last I counted, so hopefully this sheet will be enough. If not, I'll just have to print another one. But this sheet already takes me into like the 200s, and I don't think I have 200 unread books. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to count everything up, I'm going to update StoryGraph, and then I'm going to like start writing everything down, and that will probably be another time lapse. I may or may not film the process of me writing everything down because that's probably going to take me a while, but we're going to have to spend quite a bit of time on this, and hopefully I get this done in a timely fashion today because I would also really like to clean my room today, and that would be nice. I'm gonna stop talking, let's get to counting. After all of that, I've tallied up my physical books. I checked through my ebooks and my audiobooks as well. I had to remove something from my audiobook list because I did listen to something earlier this year. Actually, you know what? I just realized I have not gone through my TBR to see if I've read anything that's still on this list, which I don't think I have because I have not read much from my TBR at all. So honestly, I think I'm actually pretty safe because I don't think I've picked up anything from my TBR at all in 2024. I'm just gonna do a quick check through and then I'll be right back. So I have double checked everything. Good news, I got to remove one book because I have some duplicate books, and since I have the pretty editions of Amelie Wen Zhao's books, I decided to put those on my TBR instead of like the regular edition of the first book that I have. So I just removed that from my TBR because technically, even though they're both my copies of the first book are unread, I'm only going to be reading one of them, so I removed it from my TBR. So, would you like to hear the grand total of numbers? 234 unread physical books, 34 unread ebooks, and 28 unread audiobooks. Hi, Tebby! My cat really wants to be in the video. That is a total of 224 plus 34 plus 28 equals 286 unread books. On the bright side, like 60 of them are digital, so I guess that makes it better. But oh boy, I should make a dent in this. And suddenly my goal of wanting to read 30 TBR books off my shelf doesn't seem so lofty anymore because that barely makes a dent in my TBR at all. Like if I do that with my physical books alone, that's only going to get me below 200, which is kind of ridiculous to think about. Why do I have so many unread books? Like this shelf here that you're seeing, like the top shelf, entirely read. A bunch of these are entirely read. Actually, no, most of these shelves are unread. What am I talking about? I have a problem. So the next part of this will be to go through and write out every single book on these beautiful colored pieces of paper. We're going to go to my desk. I'm going to pull everything up in StoryGraph, and I'm going to start writing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to write everything at once. We'll see. This might end up being a 2-day kind of project. So this is very outdated. I think I added 50 books. I forgot what number I said at the beginning of this, but I think I added 50 or 60 books to this, so this is like very outdated. And I think those are just physical books. I think I added 50 physical books alone. Okay, let's get to writing. In that 14 or so minutes, I managed to fill out both the ebook and the audiobook sheet, which I'm quite happy with. I'm gonna get started on the physical books. I'm gonna try and get one of these sheets done, but I'm not gonna film it because that's gonna be too much footage for me to just fast forward and work through. I'm gonna check in with you when I'm done with this. Basically, I'm gonna go fill these out now as much as I can. I want to get at least one sheet done, if not two. And then I'm going to reward myself with cleaning my room. Monday me can cut all of this also because I have another video to edit for tonight, so I gotta do that. It's been a couple of days. I have compiled everything. I actually have all the pieces of paper to show you guys. Let me actually go grab them. I'll show you them too, even though it's not relevant for what I'm doing right now. So I have everything written out on these pieces of paper. I actually needed to print one more of the purple ones because I needed 4 more slots. That's all I needed. 4 slots. But I used 4 sheets of paper. This is how much I filled out of the green. I don't know if you can see that. And how much I filled out of the blue. It's definitely not as much as I filled out of the purple, which my physical books I have most of. These will go into my TBR jar later, but what we're going to do today is I am going to spend the next, I don't know how long, getting all my books from my tags in here. All of them are going to go into GoodNotes. We're going to go to my reading journal. So this is my project TBR page. I am going to write down the number of books I have. Also, I bought a book yesterday, so the number is higher now. I'm gonna add it into StoryGraph. a book yesterday. I should not have been allowed to buy the book, but I bought it. It's a book I've been really wanting. It's a Tea Dragon Society, and it's like this graphic novel about little tea dragons. Like, I think their tails are the tea leaves. It's so cute, and it's an Eisner Award-winning book. Like, it's just adorable. Okay, I don't need to explain myself to you guys. I need to put in the number of unread books I have on my shelf, so we're gonna do the math again because I've forgotten how many books. I did have to, while I was like going through and writing out all of these like sheets of paper here, I did change a couple things. I removed something from my shelf. I removed a Neil Gaiman book from my shelf because fuck Neil Gaiman. I also removed something else that was on the shelf or added something. I don't remember. I think I removed something that I'd already read. So my numbers are potentially a little different than what I thought they were. So my TBR is 223 books because I bought a new one. I bought 2 books actually, but I've already read one of them, so it doesn't count. And then my audio TBR is 27, and my digital TBR is 34. So that is 284 books. As of January 1st, 2025, this is not January 1st, but I only bought 1 new book since then, so I have 284 unread books. And at the end of the year, I will check in to see what that number is. I don't know how well you can see that. If I zoom in right there, 284 unread books. I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse while I import all the covers into here. And I'm definitely going to need more sheets than I've given myself here, but that is why I made extras. I'm going to watch Criminal Minds while this happens, so it's gonna be a while. That took so long. That took about an hour and a half, I think. Like, I have an hour and a half of time-lapse footage, which I think in total comes up to about 2 or 3 minutes. It's done though, so let me show it to you. These are all of my TBR books. Let me lower the brightness just a touch so you can actually see like what's on the page. So this is my first page. Second page, it includes my ebooks and my audiobooks. So I have like little check marks here. And every time I finish a book, I'm going to find it here somewhere and check it off. And at the end of the year, I will know how many unread books I still have. So I have this page that has like 5 more spots here, just in case I buy more than 5 books throughout this year. I will be updating it regularly. I'm telling myself this now. I'm telling you guys so that I'm accountable. I will be updating it regularly. So I have another blank page, just in case, because I will probably buy more than 5 books throughout the rest of the year. This is what 284 books looks like. Here, I'm done with this part. The next part is I gotta cut out all of this. Dumb me made these rounded corners, so I'm going to cut all of these out and put them into my TBR jar. And I think that's going to be a project for another day because I can't, well, I could spend my evening doing this, but when I do that, it's not going to be another time lapse because I don't want to film another time lapse of me doing this. It's gonna take forever. Oh my goodness. I need a break. Hello, it's been a couple of days since I last updated regarding TBR Jar. I'm sitting down now to cut this out. I'm going to be cutting everything out while I watch Netflix. I could be listening to an audiobook, but I don't want to because I want to pick for my TBR Jar for my next read. So I'm going to be watching some Netflix while I do this. It's probably going to take me a while. And then we're going to pick a book, and that's going to be like the end of this. So this is my TBR Jar currently with like all my old pieces of paper. This is all going to get thrown out. I'm going to put everything here, and then I already have a system in mind for how I'm going to put like my sequels. I'm going to just wrap them up in like some of those like Velcro things. So I'm just going to do that for like my sequels, but I'm going to cut this out first because that's going to take me a while. I'm estimating probably an hour, hour and a half, and I'm just going to watch some TV while I do that. And then I'll update you guys when I'm done with it, and we can wrap up my Project TBR video because this has taken a long time. Just finished cutting the first column of stuff for my ebooks, and I don't know why I did this, but like when I was designing these, I made them with little rounded edges, and they're too tiny for me to like actually round the edges. You can't tell, but I know, and that's all I wanted to say. The fact that these have slightly rounded edges, but I'm cutting them perfectly rectangular. Well, not perfectly, they're a little wonky, but like they're cutting rectangular, and now you guys know too. It's been a couple of hours. I've been at this for a while, and I'm done with all the ebooks and the audiobooks, but I'm not done with the physical books yet. These are all the strips of physical books I still have to cut out. I'm doing them kind of like in sections. So these are the physical ones that I still need to trim the tops off of because they have like the little white bar up top. I'm gonna go get some lunch first though, and then I'm gonna come back and finish this because my fingers are starting to cramp a little bit and I think I just need a bit of a break. I'm gonna go do that, and then this will probably take me another couple hours in the afternoon. I really did not think it would have taken me this long, but I should have known. Okay, you might be able to hear some screaming kids in the background, and if you do, I apologize, that's the neighbors, but I am finally done cutting everything. It took me, what time is it? Where's my phone? It's almost 4 o'clock now. Wait, 4 hours? I think 10:30 to. Yeah, this took me a number of hours that I did not think it was going to take me. So I finally have everything. Let me show you my little piles before I dump this out and start folding everything because I gotta fold everything. This is my stack of sequels. So I've just bundled it all up here. Every time I read the first or whatever next book it is that I have to read in the series, the following book will go into the TBR jar. It will get mixed up. So I have all my physical sequels, all of my audio sequels, and all of my ebook sequels. They're all here. This is my stack of ebooks. This green one is my stack of audiobooks. And then I'm not going to pick them up. Well, I can try, but here, I'll just put everything together. This is my stack of physical books. So that's how thick it is. With all these sequels taken out, I think that cuts down by about 40 books. You can count. 7, 58, 59. It cuts down my TBR by 59 books, which is quite a significant amount. So that leaves me at 230-ish unread books just like next up that I need to read. I'm going to be dumping out everything that's in here because this is out of date, and I would show you the trash, but I can't be bothered to reposition the camera, so you're just going to watch it happen here. I'm going to dump all this out. I'm going to fold everything. I'm going to do like a nice little mix, and then that will be done, and I will check back in with you then. I might do a time lapse. We can probably do a time lapse of this. But goodbye, old TBR. I'm sorry you're not up to date. I would recycle you, but I don't think anyone wants this anyways. So here we go. I don't know. Was that like kind of anticlimactic? Probably was. Okay, I'm finally done folding everything. It has taken me another 30-40 minutes, so that was a long time of folding. But I have my 3 piles now, so this is my largest pile. This is all my physical books. I have my little pile of ebooks here, and my little pile of audiobooks. I'm really glad that I chose like light colors because you can't really tell through the back what genres these are, or not genres, what formats these are, so that makes it easy for me when I'm picking. It just means I'm more likely to get a variety of stuff. We're gonna do this now, and basically I'm just gonna kind of layer this like a parfait. So I'm just gonna grab a handful of this. I'm gonna mix it up first a little bit. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of layer it in like a parfait. Rock one, add a little more. And that is my brand new TBR jar. So everything is in here, minus about 59, I believe, books here. That's it. This has taken a very long time. This was going to be the most tedious part. I knew it. I thought it was going to be pulling all the covers over into my digital journal, but this folding and cutting everything was actually the most tedious part. I've spent the entire day on this, so I'm going to need a little drink here. I'm very happy with this. It has taken me so long that my neck actually hurts. I'm really excited to use my TBR jar, so you will get to see me use that in the reading vlog that I believe should be coming out as like a bonus video that I'm filming kind of right now. I started it this morning. So you will get to see me use the TBR jar, and basically what I'm going to do is every time I need a new read, I'm going to pull this. I might also sometimes I'll probably just on my shelves. These are really fun. I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but basically, I think I'm going to use this TBR jar almost every time I need to pick up a new book. There are probably going to be occasions where I want to read something very specific, and that'll be in the case of like my priority TBR or the time before year end that I have. Those books I'll probably prioritize a little more. They are in here, and I thought about separating them, but I'm not going to do that. Mostly because I don't want to have to dig through the pile here every new year that I have like a new time before year end. So I just put them in here, and if I ever do read a book and then end up drawing it later, I'll just throw that out and then just whatever and pull another book or pull the sequel, whatever. Yeah, this is my TBR jar. I'm very excited to use this. I'm really committing to using this year. I've done this a couple times before, but it never really stuck. And so this year I really want to make sure that I'm pulling from my TBR jar and I'm actually using it. Otherwise, I've like designed all these nice things and spent like all these hours for nothing. So I'm excited to be using my TBR jar. It looks pretty, and I'm going to pull a book for my reading vlog now. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I'm sorry that this was probably a really long video. I hope some of it was entertaining, and I will see you guys in the new video whenever I upload again, which will probably be, actually, I don't know when. Bye!